If it is Wednesday, you are here with your girl Soso on the Sohria Alexander Show. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? How was your Wednesday? My Wednesday was pretty good. I hope you had a productive one and you are making strides with your life where you want to go. Come on, come on, come on, come all. Welcome to the Sohria Alexander Show. Welcome to all my Liberty 92.3 FM listeners. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? I know everybody from the north to the south to the east to the west. Welcome and welcome to the Sohria Alexander Show. I am glad you are enjoying the show. And as I've said, the show is very diverse and we will soon be on Liberty TV. Let me shout out Greg. Hello, Greg, Eugene, how you doing? You know, all the best with everything you are planning. So we are here, we are a diverse show. A show you will love. You understand? And welcome to all my YouTubers and to all my Facebookers. Guys, how are you doing? I really love the fact that my audience is very wide, because with the issues I am speaking about, you know, it's a pleasure to be on radio and soon to be on television, whereas I get many people listening to me in St. Lucia and also in the diaspora. They are listening to the Sohria Alexander Show, and it is wonderful because it is a show you won't be, it's a show where you won't leave tired. You will live knowledgeable. You will live, how will I say it, excited. You will live with new ideas. So we are here, I am here to bring something new, to bring something different. And I'm happy that many of you, excuse me, I am happy that many of you enjoyed the show and on Monday. And this is what we are about, dealing with social issues. Sometimes we'll come with a little entertainment, which is fine. And imagine I was just here on Monday speaking about the young lady who was left out of school for 7 months. Oh my. And tonight I am here to deal with another social issue. Clearly, we have a problem. Clearly, we have a very serious problem on our hands in St. Lucia. Now, when we were growing up, we went to secondary school or wherever we went, primary school, university, wherever, we were not fortunate to have the advanced technology the young people have today. Now, there is good and there is bad in technology. When I see young students, young female students of secondary schools involved in pornography, it breaks my heart. Now, parents, I am coming to you tonight too, because some of you, the way you behave is like when you made your children or when you were pregnant, it's just a breadfruit you swallow. You refuse to teach your children about sex education. Like it's taboo. Me, I don't want to talk about sex. Oh, this is so bad. This is so nasty. I don't want to talk about sex. They will do it. Whether you like it or not, they will do it. But your role as a parent is to educate them. But parents too busy, like somebody say, well, they're too busy trying to work, to pay their mortgage, to take care of their children, that the children slip through their fingers. And to add insult to injury, the school not teaching the children about sex education. They're not teaching them They're not teaching them that to practice safe sex, the use of a condom. When you have teenage girls still at secondary school being filmed having sexual intercourse, and there is no visible protection, it means we are heading for serious trouble. We minding everybody business, but we do not have the time to sit and teach our own children about sex education. With all the sexually transmitted diseases we have out there. And when I saw these two young women, and I will put it that way, I don't care if you like what I say or not. When I saw these two young women being exploited by those two young men, I was upset. I was irate. When I look upon the two young women's faces, these children look like this was something new to them. They didn't know what they're doing. One hiding her face. The young man is very rude to her in the things he is saying. You know what is going on, and we need to have them arrested. We need to have those two young men arrested. St. Lucia is small. The laws of St. Lucia, I am positive, do not permit people to record another person while in the sexual act and then circulate it throughout the internet. And what is very bad too, this porn may be on a porn site right now and millions of people watching it. Millions of people watching it. And whoever was videotaping that, you know, the two young men who did that to those two young girls, I know everybody's going after the young girls. These two young girls, they ain't got no self-confidence. They ain't got no self-esteem. They ain't got no self-respect. But you see those two young men, you knew exactly what you were doing. And you mean to tell me, young ladies, for your first experience, if that is your first experience, one is on the floor, the other one on the bed like a torso tweezing, the fella rough and, you know, inhumane with the things he's saying. Y'all need to be arrested, the two of you. And whoever circulated it, because let me tell you, the two of them have to be arrested because it means they were aware that they were being videotaped, right? These two men knew the girls were being videotaped because one of them put the camera on the young lady's face and she like pushed it or whatever. You know when did we become so cruel that we do not respect each other for you to say this is somebody I'm interested in, and from what I see, these guys cannot be interested in you, girlfriend, because if they were interested in you, there is no way they would have done this despicable recording, and the world is seeing it right now. I am calling on the Royal St. Lucia Police Force to arrest those two guys. We have to make examples of when these things are done. It is criminal to do that. These young ladies need serious intervention. Allegedly, one of them who is in the video was recently in a fracas with a school. Something is drastically wrong. Parents prefer to sit by their neighbor or go to the bar or go somewhere else, sit down and gossip with their friend or go out with their man, go out with their women and just leave the children to do what they want. You need to sit with your child and explain sex to your child. There's nothing wrong with sex. What is wrong with sex? Everybody afraid of sex. You're cursing, you're saying all kind of things. You're afraid to sit and speak to your children about sex. And these girls were having unprotected sex with those two fellas. And the fellas never showed their face. Y'all are very cruel to do that to the young women. The fellas never showed their faces. You know, women take a lot. Now, these two guys, they did that. And people might soon find out who they are. You know what people are going to say? Oh, they're macho. And you know the young ladies, people will say all manner of evil about them. This clearly, without a shadow of a doubt, these young girls need counseling and have self-esteem issues. Now, let me tell you another thing that these young people does do. Let me explain to you another thing these young people does do. Peer pressure. Young people that say a lot of things that's not true. They will tell you as if, you know, I had sex with that boy. Oh, I had sex with this one. I have sex with that one. They never had sex with anybody. They are just putting peer pressure on you as a young woman to go and do it. I'm sure these two young girls are ashamed. And it is not our place. While the normal thing to do is to really just go after them, but it is not our place to go after them. It is our place to ensure that these two young ladies get the help they need. And not only them, many young people. The embarrassment, the shame they must be feeling now, and don't ask for their family. What is going on in your heads? Now, people may say, long times these things used to happen. There's no camera. Right now, we have advanced technology, and this is the time for the young people to be careful with what they do. So here we are again. Now, but before I, digress into other things, allow me to take my first coffee commercial break, and I will be right back.
If it were a perfect world, I would never leave my seat. My fingers would do the clicking. My card would do the paying. And if it were a perfect world, my items would be sent hassle-free from this location to me via air or sea. And if it were a perfect world, in this one building would be warehousing, stress-free customs clearance facilities, and island-wide delivery. Fortunately, the world is that perfect because I've chosen West Indies Shipping, the leaders in imports, exports, clearance, and deliveries for over 20 years. Call them West Indies Shipping. Telephone 459-0444.
And we are back and back talking about this ridiculousness that came out, and everybody's seeing it, everybody's talking about it. The more you hide things from young people, you don't speak to them openly, the more they're gonna do it. You need to sit a child down and say, these are the consequences of having sex with 50 men, unprotected sex with 50 men. These are the consequences. HIV, AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, pregnancy, even death may happen. You see, if power resides in the knowledge someone has. Now, if we do not equip our young people with knowledge, what is going to happen to them? I know there are parents who have spoken to their young girls about going out there and having sex. They either put them on the pill or they ensure that they have protected sex. They will go out there and do it. And nothing you and I can do about it, but you can educate them to protect themselves and educate them that is not any short tweezing of a man that they have to lie down for. If these two young men had any respect for themselves, their mother, their sisters, their aunts, they would have never videotaped these young ladies or even think of having this kind of dirty sex with these young women in this kind of filthy way they did. This is just wrong on every level. Now, young ladies, you go and do that with these guys. They don't want you, you know. They don't want you. They don't care about you. You have all your life ahead of you. When you reach my age, or with you starting so young, doing all these things with men that don't care, young men that don't care about you, when you reach 30, you do not want sex again because you have done it all. You have young boys. And let me tell you, a trend can continue in your lives if you do not go to a man of the cloth to pray for you. When you have sex with people, the transferring of their spirits enter you. Now we see, and I've heard stories, I've seen documentaries where women said from the first time they end up in situations like that, they cannot stop having sex, just having sex with different people until the curse is broken. Do not play with your life and serious demonic powers. Do not play with your life. The various spirits from these young men have entered you now. You need to get deliverance from a man of the cloth. Many of us have forgotten God. There's nothing, I just do that. I just do that. That nothing. No. This can affect your life forever. And then you as a young woman, you're asking yourself, why am I not progressing? Why I have 5 children with 5 different men? Why can't I get a job? Why no man really love me? Because from the inception of what you did, you didn't seek deliverance from those demonic spirits which entered you from those 2 guys. You 2 young ladies, I've seen your pictures. I know where you are in terms of school. I don't know you personally, but I am asking you to seek a man of the cloth to remove those spirits from the 2 of you. This is how it starts. Then we ask ourselves, oh my God, these young girls, why they doing this, why they doing that? Because when it starts, nobody took the corrective measures to stop this. We have a serious... Every time I'm coming here to say I'm going to discuss something else, something pops up. The parents must be ashamed. If you have siblings, they must be ashamed. Your grandparents must be ashamed. And I don't blame the parents for feeling ashamed, because I would feel ashamed. I would feel ashamed. And the laws of St. Lucia states that you can have sex at the age of 16. We need to change that. Because some of your young boys and men who do those things, and you see that videotaping of the young girls, I am calling on the Commissioner of Police to investigate this and arrest these boys. And you know, don't ever be too quick to laugh at somebody's situation. Don't ever be too quick to laugh at somebody's situation, because you can end up in the situation. I am laughing at the young girls. I'm very upset that they did that. When you regard yourself, you have a high self-esteem. And let me tell you something. Ladies, I'm speaking to you. Let me tell you something. Ignore anybody who tell you you're fresh or you think you up there. Be fresh, be up there, control yourself, lift up yourself. Do not degrade yourself for any and anything that just pop up and you just doing this nonsense in a bed with two fellas, one on the floor. If a man had really loved you, he would not put you on the floor and put you, where were y'all? What kind of place is this? What's going on? And it is, let me tell you, and this is why many people have taken the posture of being by themselves, liming by themselves, because you never know what people will do. Who can we trust? Young children. Who can we trust? And I think it is wrong for anybody to videotape somebody like that and put it in the public domain. I hope these young men have been arrested already. Don't laugh at them. And look, let me tell you another cause or something else that could happen because of the porn video going out. These young girls could end up committing suicide. Because human beings are not nice. Let's not play like we do not know. Human beings are not nice. Human beings like to laugh at each other. They can be bullied. The two of them could be bullied for the rest of their life and commit suicide. We've seen it in the developed countries where children are bullied and eventually take their own lives. While we are angry at what these young ladies were involved in, we have to try to protect them. And we beating them up or laughing at them will not do any good for them. It clearly states that they need serious help, serious intervention. And that's the second incident that I'm seeing this young lady involved in. Something is wrong with you. And another thing we like to do is not only counseling her, we need to counsel the whole family to find out what has happened or what has been happening for this child and the other young lady to be involved in that. Young ladies, you are precious. You are fearfully and wonderfully made in the sight of God. Yes, you did that. The shame is there. The hurt is there. The pain is there. You need to visit a doctor to find out exactly what is happening with you right now. And you girls, you are going to top schools. You should be brilliant enough to not allow these men to fool you. And the men are very good at that. They're very slick in fooling the young girls. They're very slick in fooling the young girls. And they're so smart, While they are doing, these men are doing what they're doing to the two young girls, they're not showing their face. They're not showing their face. They're not showing their faces. This world has gone totally upside down. This world has gone mad. What are you and I doing trying to help them? Peer pressure, and then we see the young people, we see how they behave, we hear the music they listen to. It's like when I look at St. Lucia, it's like God has taken second place in our lives, in this country. When I look at St. Lucia, it's like God is on the back burner. I am hearing of every other thing, but not God, not praise, not nothing. Because I remember as a child growing up, before anything happened, is praying. And St. Lucia was sweet, We had our little incidents and stuff, but nothing like that. And we also had, we need, and I keep saying that, I said that for my last show, and my previous shows, we need to fix the social fabric of our society. We need serious counselors for those young people. I know the Prime Minister spoke of the budget. Mr. Prime Minister, we need millions in social intervention programs. And there should be no red tape when situations like that occur for these young people to get the necessary counseling and help. And then, of late, we heard of many young people missing, and then there was another secondary school child who her mother said she was missing, only to find out she said she went by her man. She wasn't missing, and her parents knew where she was. She went by her man, that's what she said. A little child. At that age, you're supposed to be thinking of passing your CXC, going to school if you want to, or if not, you go to work, and from work, then you study, to make a better life for you. You can have fun, young people. You can have clean fun. And most of y'all are being fooled, making your friends believe. And the friends that tell you they're sleeping with this one, that one, they lie. They're just doing it for you to go and do. And they're in their books, beating their books every midnight, scoring A's. And you know what you're saying? But she telling me she lying in head there. How she always getting A's? Because they're fooling you. The shame these two young women are going to feel, it's going to be for a very long while. We need to have stricter laws in this country. We're passing all bills in this country. We need to pass a bill to protect our young women and have stricter laws that deals with things like that. This is totally egregious. And we need to elevate our thinking. We need to elevate how we think. It is sad. Oh, honestly, I feel very sad for those young ladies. I do not have daughters, but I have sons. And I wouldn't want my sons to treat any young lady like that. This is despicable. Totally despicable. I will be right back after this commercial coffee break. See ya.
If it were a perfect world, I would never leave my seat. My fingers would do the clicking. My card would do the paying. And if it were a perfect world, my items would be sent hassle-free from this location to me via air or sea. And if it were a perfect world, in this one building would be warehousing, stress-free customs clearance facilities, and island-wide delivery. Fortunately, the world is that perfect because I've chosen West Indies Shipping, the leaders in imports, exports, clearance, and deliveries for over 20 years. Call them West Indies Shipping, telephone 459-0444.
So yes, people, we are back, and it is really a sad state of affairs. Now, I want to show you a video because we need to open our thinking. We need to open our minds, people. We cannot stay same old. You have to be a fortress for your daughters, for your son. You have to be the fortress for them growing up. Build that haven around them. Teach them about the birds and the bees. You and your husband or your boyfriend or whoever didn't just look at each other to make them. You all had sexual intercourse to make them. Why are you ashamed? Why are you ashamed to talk to the young people about that? Tell me why. We will talk to them about all other things, but not that. So I am going to show you a video tracking child porn.
Well, the numbers are staggering and really they're disturbing. Every month in Houston, tens of thousands of people are sharing images of child pornography.
Yeah, they live in the city, out in the suburbs. No neighborhood is immune. Detectives are ramping up the fight now, using new technology to track the exchange of child porn and arrest those responsible.
Tonight, investigator Robert Arnold has a closer look at their efforts and additional steps that parents need to take to protect their children.
It's a one-story house, 3-bedroom. The whole reason we're here is for digital evidence. So if they have it, seize it, officer safety first.
A crescent moon hangs over a pre-dawn briefing in the Katy area. The target is child pornography.
We're looking at cell phones, laptops, iPads, hard drives.
The work that led sheriff's deputies to this house began online.
Chasing the guy who's chasing your kid, I'm all over that.
Gary Spurger heads the Harris County Sheriff's Office's high-tech crimes unit.
How prevalent is the sharing of child pornography?
It's around 11 to 12,000 in a 30-day window, just in the greater Houston area that are sharing.
Pictures or people?
People.
11 to 12,000 people?
Well, only on one network.
How many networks are you monitoring?
There's 7 or 8. You could extrapolate that there's 25 to 30,000 people sharing at any given time in a 30-day window in Harris County.
That's a stunning number.
It's a huge number. It's a huge problem.
To that point, look at this Houston map. Each dot represents someone making child pornography available for sharing.
That was in the 4 hours since I got to work this morning.
Pull out wider to see the entire U.S. And in real time, these red dots show the sharing of child pornography is constant. Images of child pornography have a unique value that are cataloged in a nationwide database shared by law enforcement. Specialized programs prowl the web looking for those values.
We're not looking at people downloading files because we can't see that. What we can see is people who are making it available for share.
Which brings us back to our early morning raid in Katy. In addition to overwhelming numbers, this raid also shows how time-consuming a single investigation can be. Investigators say someone at this house was offering to share at least 300 images of child pornography.
Nobody's getting arrested today. Why?
All we have is evidence that crime was being committed from an electronic device at this residence. We do not know who was committing the crime.
Those in the home are interviewed. None confessed, and all electronic devices seized will be forensically scanned. How long before criminal charges may be filed?
It'll be between 3 to 4 months after we've completed our initial search.
Spurger says the sources of child pornography range from commercially made in the United States and overseas to family members victimizing relatives. Each image shared hundreds, if not thousands of times.
We also have children, unfortunately, who are making their own child porn and not realizing it.
Spurger says that can entail a minor snapping a nude photo of themselves to send to a boyfriend or girlfriend.
It hits one school, the next thing you know, it's across 5 or 6 schools. Well, now that one image has been replicated 1,000 times.
Garza says a child can be coerced into sending a single racy photo of themselves to someone they think they can trust, only to have that single photo used as blackmail.
Well, if you do not send me more, I'm going to tell your parents what you're doing. And there's nothing worse than looking at a parent and the parent's telling you, can you get this off the internet? And you have to look at the parent and tell them, no, there's no coming back.
Investigators say collecting child pornography is usually a precursor to a child being sexually assaulted in the real world. The age range of children most targeted by pedophiles online is between 10 and 17. On click2houston.com, we've got a breakdown of things parents can do to better safeguard their children online. It's under the Investigate section. Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Now, people, you heard exactly what I was saying to you. The gentleman said the parents are asking whether the videos and the pictures could be removed online. And the gentleman said no. Whatever is on the internet is on the internet. Whatever you place on the internet remains there. And I believe we need to teach our young people. They're young, their hormones, their emotions, it's all over the place. But my advice to the young people out there, what keeps you is having a special relationship with God. Because when you have that special relationship with God, it's going to prevent you from doing the things that are wrong, especially being a young person. I know the pressures. I know the challenges. I know the temptations of the temptations. But with God, you'll remember that you want to serve him and do what is right. I know everybody's out there doing the 6:30, matein, bending down, having fun. But remember, you are young. You have your whole life ahead of you. You have your whole life ahead of you. And the only way we can really fix those social issues is by having effective programs for our young people. Crime is on the rise. Now we're seeing pornography on the rise. All right, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Now, I am going to tell you, let me tell you something. Your greatest asset, young people, your greatest asset you can wear, or your greatest perfume you can wear, is your self-confidence. Let them say to you, you stuck up. They said it to me, I stuck up. Let them say to you, you stush. They say to me, I stush. Be stush, be stuck up, and keep your image. Now, people, reasons for low self-esteem in teens. Ay, 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 ay. My people, my people, my people. Reasons for low self-esteem in teens. Social media, oh, yes. Social media can make you or break you, because people wants to put everything they do on social media. You will never see me as an adult posting my personal life on Facebook. No. Come on, Facebook, it's general. I have my page. We talk about different issues. We laugh, blah, blah, blah. But you will never see me putting my personal life on Facebook. Excuse me, people. If I go out to dinner with my partner, that ain't your business. If I'm traveling with my partner, that ain't your business. Right? If I'm going to the beach with my partner, that ain't your business. People need to learn to have privacy. Not everything is for social media. Zotpakatan, not everything is for social media. I seen everybody. Let me tell you something. And there's a lot of jealousy. You may have a nice relationship going on, and you go and post your significant other on Facebook. Everybody getting jealous. Everybody getting jealous. Keep your business private. Excuse me. Keep your business private. Phone use. Plack, 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 plack. WhatsApp. Plack, 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 plack. WhatsApp. Let me tell y'all something about me. About me. I have never liked WhatsApp's group. I think the only I know the only WhatsApp group that I am in is Government of St. Lucia WhatsApp. And you know why I'm in it too? I'm in it because nobody can send stuff. Only the admins can send you stuff, read what the government is doing. And this is all I want to know. I am not in any alumni WhatsApp group. I take myself out. I am in no other WhatsApp group to find out information. I take myself out. I will not be a slave to anything I don't want. And the young people cannot understand that. They have to show everything on social media. I'm not telling you, you with your friends, your girls, you want to take out a nice picture, you show it, you know, you all will do your little nice girly things. That is fine. But social media is make-believe, young people. When you see people posting things on social media, do not be jealous. Make-believe. So what you see on social media is putting a haze over your brain. So you believe, I must do it too. I must be like that. Nah, you ain't got nothing like that to do. Be you. Depression and anxiety. Young people can get depressed for so many reasons. Now, look at what happened to those two young ladies. You think them boys care? Them boys care with nada. These girls could go into a state of depression and anxiety. Ay, 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 ay. These two young girls can go into a state of depression and anxiety. And you know what can happen there? Suicide. Let us get back to that caring society that when things happen to people, we don't laugh. We don't laugh. No, let's get back to that caring society. And again, peer pressure and social situations. Yes. Peer pressure, social situations. And this is what happened to those two young ladies. Because I see they enjoy nothing there. I just see two mules riding a horse. Two horses. Two mules riding two horses. That's all I saw. I didn't see a love connection where two people are enjoying each other. I did not see that. This is not a good experience for you, young ladies. This is not a good experience for you. This is insanity. Parent influence. Some of y'all parents like to tell the children you will amount to be nothing. Even if you're sleeping on the floor at your home, you're living in your little one-bedroom house, you have two girls or two boys. Let me tell you, be poor in your material things, but not in your thinking. Be poor in your material things, but not in your thinking, because your thinking is going to elevate you to richness. Let that sink in. And let it sink in slowly. So not because somebody else is living in a big house and they are able to eat steak, and you are living in a one-bedroom house, sleeping on the floor, and all you have to eat is dry bread and water. Drink it, but keep your thinking elevated. And for that to happen, you must have parents who think highly of themselves, irrespective of their situation, to push their children forward. Body image. You like to shame people, especially the young girls. Oh, you have how much acne on your face? Oh, you fat? Oh, you thin? Oh, you don't have bum bum? You don't have this? You don't have that? Body shaming. Let me tell you something. Allow me, Sohria Alexander, to give you the greatest gift tonight. The greatest gift you can have as a young woman is believing in yourself and self-confidence. Do not allow your situation to blind you. Focus on the goal. Put blinders on. Do not look to the left. Do not look to the right. Put blinders on and forget all the noises around you and persevere. It is very difficult. It is very difficult being a teenager in this era. Personally, I wouldn't want to be a teenager or a young adult growing up in this era. It is very taxing on you young people. It is very taxing on you young people. Very sad. The greatest gift you can give yourself. Because if these two young ladies had self-esteem, thinking highly of themselves, they would not take on these two fellas. They wouldn't take them. And they rough, they mean, they have no decorum, no love, no nothing. It's like, and let me tell you, based on what I saw there, it simply means that these people, these two young men, they are going to do the very same thing to other women. So you see the cycle, it's a dirty cycle that is going to continue. These two young men are going to go to the next two girls and do them that, and to the next two girls and the next two girls and the next two girls. And then you know what you have? Teenage pregnancy, a lot of children without, a father figure. You see the ramifications for this kind of madness. And I'm sure many of you under the sound of my voice, right? Many of you under the sound of my voice have seen those videos. And we have last year, 2022, we came with guns blazing, Year of the Youth 2023. And in that, they said they're going to focus on social issues. Let us stop saying we are going to focus on social issues and do it. Every time we go to focus on social issues and nobody's doing anything. And I'm going to show you a video, and my radio listeners, as usual, you're going to listen. And it is Year of the Youth 2023. We're going to show you that video.
Leaders of Commonwealth countries have declared 2023 the Year of the Youth. This declaration was made at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Kigali, Rwanda in June 2022. The Commonwealth's 56 member countries have a combined population of 2.5 billion people, of which 60% are under 40 years of age. 2023 will be dedicated to highlighting youth-related issues like climate change, access to education, skills, employment, political, social, and economic participation. The Ministry of Youth Development and Sports will take the lead in St. Lucia, bringing those issues center stage.
We at the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports have taken the decision that our theme for this year will emanate from one of the pillars of our national youth policy, and it states, to empower young people and communities as agents of peaceful and safe national coexistence. In so doing, we intend to collaborate with many stakeholders, the NYC, the District Youth and Sports Councils, the Community Relations Branch, Social Transformation, and, of course, the hard-working officers here at the ministry, along with our youth workers.
A number of activities will be planned for communities in St. Lucia, including peace camps in partnership with Development Alternatives Inc., DIA, and the National Youth Council, NYC, funded by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, an inter-district debating competition on solutions to crime, psychosocial access for grieving youth, workshops on meditation, conflict management and resolution. These initiatives are intended to provide young persons with the knowledge, skills, and practice that will prevent and reduce crime within their communities. Marvin St. Louis, reporting from the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports.
Excellent initiative. I applaud them, but I really want to see the implementation. As I have always said, it is good to have great ideas, but it is the implementation aspect. Because from where I sit, we have failed miserably. We have failed our young people. We have failed our young people miserably. And I know everybody wants to say, oh, they should know what they're doing. But we too, as adults, as leaders, as educators, we too have to take responsibility for our young people going wayward. It is a hard task. It is a task that many don't want to do it. It is such a hard task. What are we going to do? Are we just going to sit there? I wish I could have had a discussion with those two young women. I would be frank with them because I ain't got no putting on doing for nobody. Not now, not ever. Because sometimes these young people just need somebody to talk to them heart to heart. Because sometimes when you come with your textbook theory, they ain't listening to you. You got to tell them reality. And when you speak to young people, especially when you're dealing with crime and young people, you must have the Holy Spirit embedded in you to make a difference. Because sometimes you're going to speak to them and they're going to watch you straight in your eye and it's going to pass through one ear and then to the next. Only the Holy Spirit can convict them to do better. So when I am encouraging with all the youth development ideas, which is brilliant, I have no issues with that, is the implementation, as I have said. I am hoping that on this journey in trying to make our young people better, our country better, that we have some men of the cloth who are serious. The serious ones, you know. The serious men of the cloth who are serious in really working. You have your counselors and whatever, but you need spiritual guidance. When I grew up, I am not feeling that vibe again. I'll be honest with you. I am not feeling that vibe again. When I was growing up, let me tell you, you could have feel Christ. You could have feel the Christianity. You could have feel the difference. You could have feel the love. Right now, it's like a different vibe. It's like all other spirits have taken over. It's like all other spirits have taken over. Oh my God, people, what have we done? What have we done, people? What have we done? Can we correct this? It's going to take a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to take a lot of work. And I hope the parents of those two young ladies brought them to the doctor or whatever to examine or whatever. Lots of questions. Were those children on contraceptive, sorry. Were they on it? These young men didn't care. Unprotected sex. And then we know what happens. The cycle continues. Oh, I would not want to be living in this dispensation as a young person. There is so much going on with them. But I will say to you, let me put a disclaimer here. There are many brilliant young people in St. Lucia, and they're on social media. They're not on TikTok. If they're on social media, it's just to see what's happening, but they do not participate in anything. And some of these young people, let me tell you what they do. They have their little squad. You see, they go to their dinners together. They go to each other's house. Parents know who is who. They go to their little beach party, nice beach parties, or their little pool parties among themselves. The parents chip in and everything, and you all go have fun. Parents know where they are. They have many good and excellent young people in St. Lucia that enjoy themselves the right way. Anytime you see a young person or an adult just want to live vitae and do not acknowledge God, you are heading for problems. You are heading for problems. Your circumstances should never define you. Your circumstances should never define you. How many great people have come from humble dwellings? We must never forget where we came from. But you must not stay there. You must always strive to be better. It is really sad. I'm telling you, I really feel sad for those young girls. They commit the act already, but what I'm thinking is, what awaits them? Excuse me, an unexpected pregnancy. Do you want that? Then, I'm not saying that you cannot finish your schooling, your degree or whatever, but now you have another little life that you have to take care of. Your parents have that burden also. And this boy, okay, because he done move on to the 112th girl already. He ain't care with you. What are you thinking, young people, young women in particular? What are you thinking? It ain't cool. It ain't cool. Your whole body exposed. Everybody's seeing it. Ain't cool. And these boys were like two mules riding two horses. They do not care. When you look at it, there's no love. There's no compassion. There's no nothing in that. Absolutely nothing. What a wow. What are we doing? What are we doing, people? We need to correct this. I don't know how the Ministry of Education is going to handle that. The schools are going to handle that. But this one, and they're not the first doing that, but this one takes the cake. And as the detective said in the interview, that information is on the internet forever. Porn sites, it may be on a porn site because people are bad. People are bad. That must be, let me tell you, there are so many people out there waiting to pounce on something like this. So many people out there waiting to pounce on something like this. Every time I'm coming here to say I'm going to speak about something, and then something arising. So it means to say we have many social issues in our country we have to deal with. And the government needs to ensure in their budget that millions are placed there. Oh, my Lord and my God. The only way we can move forward is by really investing in those programs. I heard the ministers talking about it. I heard everybody talking about it. But I need to see things really happening. And these two young ladies, you made an error by doing this. You do not have to stay in it. And you do not have to let this define you for the rest of your life. Right? You do not have to let this define you for the rest of your life. Get the counseling, get the help you need, and come out from this victorious. Accept that you made an error. Get the necessary help you need so that you can move on. Be prepared for people to laugh at you. Be prepared for people to jeer and make fun at you. But I would encourage you to seek counsel and advice from people who can push you forward. Surround yourself with people that love you. These two guys didn't love you. The two of you. These two guys were mules riding a horse. Don't belittle yourself like that, young people. Do not belittle yourself like that. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Do not feel like you are a nobody. So, take away my pain.
All of the things I'm talking, not the yeah. Try what you not do if you're not the fair. One man they tell me to disappear, yeah. So come and help me, cause I don't pray, my man, I don't pray, come on man. I can't stay for one place, because